The future of drone journalism is up in the air, literally. There's, not to keep using these expressions, but I mean really the sky is the limit. It's just going to depend on the types of regulations we end up seeing from the FAA in terms of safety issues, the types of regulations or best practices that we see from the National Telecommunications and Information Agency, which has been tasked with the privacy issues, the kinds of laws that we see different states passing that will limit or curtail the use of drones in various states. So this is truly just a brave new world out there. I mean, it's not only exciting, but it's certainly challenging in terms of trying to navigate through all of this and still end up being able to use drones for beneficial uses such as news gathering, which we think is very important, that it will be a wonderful extra tool to be able to tell a story from the air. There's a safety factor involved even for journalists, that many journalists unfortunately have been killed in helicopters that ended up crashing. So flying close to, let's say, a volcano or in dangerous areas, it's much safer to send in a cheap drone that can be expendable, where nobody's going to lose their lives, and yet you're going to end up with the kinds of images that you might need to better tell the story. There are a lot of people out there, the professional pilots, that don't want to see these devices being used because they have, I think, some real safety concerns. There are always going to be bad actors around. Somebody, no matter what the rules are, just like, you drive a car and you have a driver's license and you have insurance and you get the car inspected, there are plenty of people that drive unsafe vehicles without a license and without insurance. We don't ban all cars. It's kind of the trade-off of, it's something that's important to have a society that can be mobile. I think it will be important in the overarching scheme of things to be able to use drones for various purposes, whether in agriculture or mapping and in journalism. Right now, the fact that there is a ban on any commercial use, and the FAA pretty much deems, even though it's journalism, and I disagree, that it's an editorial use and it's not a commercial use, we haven't had that real argument yet where we've gotten their ear. And so any use is that they don't approve, either under a COA or a Section 333 exemption, is an unauthorized use. So I think right now it's really handcuffing a lot of major news organizations who would love to be able to use these devices but don't want to be the poster child for the test case about whether it's a commercial use or a journalistic use. And they're just waiting. But, the most important thing for me really is, as many people have said, this is an industry that is begging to be regulated. So we're glad that the FAA finally put out the NPRM, which is closing in a few days. I'm sure they're going to get tens of thousands of comments. They've got to go through them all. But I hope they come to the right conclusions after reading all the comments.